What's up, everyone? This is Vandi and Jomar here from Pacers Gaming. We're here doing the Mountain Dew Q&A. The first question right here. So we got Max Eckert. He asked, could you do in-depth gameplay breakdowns? We could definitely do in-depth gameplay breakdowns from you guys. Honestly, we haven't done a lot this year, but we've done in the past. So we could do either 3v3 or 5v5. You guys let us know in the comment section below. But that's something we can definitely do.
Rhyme Sit. I don't know if I butchered your name, but did I understand correct that you guys think as a center you don't need higher box than silver, or was that only for power forward? Love the vid. In any case, appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Rhyme. I mean, I honestly think the main thing about the box and silver that I always tell people is that when you're a center, you usually guard in corner. So when you're dropping on those defensive boards, you barely get a box animation, maybe less than a second. So the chances of you getting wormed by another center when you're a center and you have position in less than a second are slim to none. So that's one of the reasons. And then I don't know why, but we always mention it, and is that silver on box just works. You know, like when we were playing or when I was playing, I would try every badge. You know, Hall of Fame, gold, silver, and I didn't really see a difference, like a big difference between Hall of Fame and silver. So that's why I use on silver, because the difference is so slim. And I use those 2 points to maybe get like defensive leader or get a rim protector or get something else that is bigger and more important. So I will say you will be fine. And yes, I was correct by saying silver is the box you want to use. So for sure, that's what you go with.
Yeah. Next question by Run the Ball. He asks, how does one become a pro e-gamer, pro 2K gamer? What are the requirements to get noticed by a pro team? I think we do this probably together right here.
Yeah, you can go first. It's a tough question.
Yeah,
but you can go first. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, to become a pro 2K player, in the past there used to be a combine, which basically the 2K teams will look at your skills, your numbers, analytics, all of that in a 1 month process of the combine. But now they have it where teams have their own specific events for 5v5, or you can get noticed in the park for 3v3. On drop-ins, which is Twitch drop-ins. Really just got to follow the NBA 2K League on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and you'll get notified when the tryouts are. But usually it's by teams doing their own tryouts, and you get to do a tournament. If you win the tournament, you get a spot into the draft pool. For me, I played in the Pro-Am scene. I got noticed in the Pro-Am scene, and from there, it kind of just took off. I gained a lot of followers on Twitch and YouTube, and teams started to notice me. And that's basically how I got my shot in the league, and I made it through the combine and got through the whole draft process and got drafted. So that's my whole thing. But to really get into it, you just got to get noticed by teams, and by that, really just stream on Twitch or YouTube. Go to NBA 2K League teams on Twitter, drop your Twitch link, and hopefully they see it, and you get lucky. So
I think you said everything, but just to piggyback on the one thing that is the most important from what you said, from my opinion, is that he mentioned it like understand like the esports and the world we live in is like super like social media, super like internet made. So like make your social media, follow the league, follow the page, be on Twitch, be on the games, and by doing all that, you can also see everything's going on. All the tournaments, the dates, you don't miss anything, the free tryouts. So that's like kind of the social media aspect of it. You gotta do that to make sure, like the question says, to get noticed by a team. But also like the biggest thing probably is gameplay related. Like just be good at the game, play the game a lot. Sacrifice time. You have to if you want to be in the league. And then once you're good at the game, some people used to say they didn't have any friends to play with. They couldn't get a team in Pro-Am, blah blah blah. But now you get a chance to where there's tournaments, and there's tournaments by specific teams in the league that they're making, and if you find a way to win one of those tournaments, like immediately, like you're getting recognized. And now in the league, they got the 3v3 where the amateur teams come in and compete against us, right? So maybe in the future they do the same with the 5v5. Maybe they add amateur teams on 5v5. I don't know, but they are making more and more ways to get noticed, understanding that not everybody has all the friends in the world and all the connections to get to the league. So but yeah, that's more or less. I think just go back to what Vandi said, and you're probably gonna hear everything, because I think he touched on everything. So, for sure.
So the next question we got here from Manny. He asks, I love these videos. Should I lower my pickpocket in rec and up in park? Play shot here. Thanks, fellas. Yeah, so pickpocket, I'd say for a point guard, it's not a necessity as of a badge this year. It's not really too OP. You can't really get too many plugs, especially at point guard. But if you do have those extra badge points at point guard, you really want to put it on interceptor and pickpocket. For a park, you kind of want pickpocket just because you're going against other PGs, and if you're guarding ball, you want to try to get those steals as much as you can since it's going to 21. But in rec, you don't really need it as much, especially if you're not guarding ball. If you're guarding corner, you don't really need it. You really just need interceptor. If you can get that on gold or Hall of Fame, you're golden. But really, pickpocket's not really very useful in rec and park. But I mean, it's needed if you want to be more of a defender. But if you don't really have badge points, then don't put it on there. Just put it on interceptor.
All right, me, Jomar, straight to me, which is okay. Hayden Barnes, coming straight to me, says Jomar. Now that you've been playing in the meta, what would you think about putting no points on post control? Yeah, I got asked this because I think probably in the last video I destroyed a build that had post control because I feel like just the game has adapted, especially this year, to like Santa's you just can't really do anything in the paint other than just standing dunk and like dunk it and just be a force in terms of rebounds and mashing. But like the post control is more towards like, making drop step, hook shots, all that stuff, backing down people. But that's just not an efficient offense this year. It's just not. Like, even if you try to drop to somebody, try to hook shot somebody, like they got 99 steal with 99 block, and they probably the same height as you, and it's just not efficient offense, So I always say, like, if you want to get to 99 post control so you can have 30 finishing badges and start getting Hall of Fame badges, like, I understand that because post control attributes does give you a lot of badge points. So maybe you want to use those badge points for like grace under pressure, which is a great badge, or putback balls, posterizer, etc., etc. So I understand that, but just to get it doesn't work. I rather don't go up at all. Just make sure you have 99 standing dunk, you'll be fine, and then use those points for something else. Get that rebounding maxed out, get that block maxed out, get that pass maxed out, so you can have bullet passer on Hall of Fame. And that's just my honest opinion. I think it's different when you're playing maybe in the rec with your boys and you want to dominate the paint and do all this joker stuff. Maybe it's different maybe in the park in a 2v2 or maybe in the 1v1s. So that's just a different, unique situation. But for 5v5 pro-am scene, as a professional, nobody's going to be posted up or with 99 post control. So that's the honest opinion and the honest answer. So it's a no from me. But I wanted to give you why, so you understand. The last time I think I said no and I just didn't explain, so now you know.
So Eli McHale, I probably butchered that one. Is there something wrong with being a pass first guard? I hear a lot of guards saying they're score first. There's nothing wrong with being a pass first guard. 2K22, it's a little bit tougher to score, I'd say, this year compared to prior years. You don't really have contact dunks that go through that often. Really, it's only shooting this year. So if you are a pass first guard, especially in the rec center, everyone's going to love you in the rec center if you're a pass first guard. Nobody likes seeing a Chuck shooting 20 shots a game in the rec center. That's where you get like hate messages, all of that. I've experienced that being a scorer myself. Rec people don't really like that. But if you're in the rec, pass first guard, they'll love you. And pass first guard is nothing to be ashamed of too. I mean, there's a lot of point guards in the league especially that are pass first guards. And they've had a lot of success rather than the scoring guards. So there's nothing wrong with being a pass first guard. Be your own true self. If that's your game, that's your game. Don't really go into the score first if that's not really your type of style of play. So if you're a pass first guard, continue being it. Get your teammates involved, and they'll love you for it.
This is a good question. I was looking at it. It was funny because this is a question that I would love to ask everybody in the league, and like make a poll and just see like what is the answer. Is it muscle memory or are they looking at the shot? Because that's the question, right? The question is, when you shoot, is it just muscle memory or is there anything in particular you're looking at to green? So to that point, like I look at my player animation to green. It's not muscle memory. So every release has a different like animation. So I just look at it. So I used to tell people when I play my team, with Larry Bird. Could never miss with him because his animation is so unique that he brings it back to the side of his head, and it's kind of on his shoulder. And every time it stops on there, you just let go, and it's a green every time because it's like I used to say like a catapult. So he goes to the shoulder and then he goes forward. So it's the same thing right here now in the league with base 3. I just look at it kind of like in the top of the forehead. So I'm trying to time it. Once I see it on the top of the forehead, and it's the pinpoint of the shot, I let it go, and usually that's the shot timing. But that's me. I think you are muscle memory, right?
I'm definitely muscle memory. I mean, being a PG for years in the park scene to stage scene to pro-am scene to now the league, I've always been muscle memory. When I find my jump shot that I want to use, I always just like go into shoot around, just figure out the release point, and luckily I have good like hand-eye coordination where like I know like the perfect release every single time with my thumb. So there's a split second, hit it, let go, and then hopefully it's green. But there's sometimes where I am messing up and I look at my release point. Like he said, sometimes you gotta look at the release point. Everybody's different in their own way with shooting. But when I am missing a lot from my muscle memory, I try to look at the release point to try to fix it. Yeah. But if I am greening everything with my muscle memory, that's just, it's in my head. But if I do start missing, I'm gonna look more for the form and see where the release point is, because once you see the release point, that's really where the green is. I mean, you probably want to go more for not so muscle memory. You kind of want to learn the release point first, and then you can kind of create that into your muscle memory.
Yeah. It's different depending on the player, like I said, that's why I wanted to ask the league to see, like, is it a 50-50? Is it like an 80-20? I really got no clue, but I like to ask everybody on the team here and there, because I think I asked Vandi before. Some players do muscle memory and they just shoot, and then there's a timing on their heads that they know depending on the catch, and then the other players just look at the animations. But it's interesting to see how something so simple as shooting can be so completely different for two different people. So
yeah. All right, that's it. We're gonna wrap it up here. I appreciate everyone watching. This was the Mountain Dew Q&A from Pacers Gaming. I'm Vandi. This is Jomar. See you guys in the next one. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.